In the 21st century, wealth is changing hands and crossing continents. Across the globe, the rich are becoming younger, less likely to be men, and more likely to come from the East. This series has unprecedented access to some of the self-made innovators and entrepreneurs whose fortunes have flourished in the past few decades. Changing Fortunes, this weekend on BBC World News.
In the last 15 years, the size of the Brazilian economy has more than doubled and incomes have nearly tripled, as 40 million people have been lifted out of poverty. Brazil now has 37 billionaires, and the number of millionaires has risen to 165,000. Cristiano Piquet is one of them. He's made his money helping his fellow wealthy Brazilians invest in one of America's most desirable destinations, Miami. Business couldn't be better.
Brazilians pretty much saved the real estate market here in Miami. Just to give you an idea, 70% of all properties over $1 million, they were sold to Brazilians.
As a young man, Cristiano had a very different dream. He was intent on becoming a racing car driver.
My brother Alex, we are very united, we're very close to each other, and he called me one day and said, "Chris, I got you a sponsor, come race here in the United States." And then I moved to the United States in the end of 2000 to pursue my racing dream of becoming a race car driver.
Everything seemed to be going well.
In 2001, I started racing what they call the Formula Dodge. It's the Formula 3 of the United States. And I was in the middle of the championship, and I was leading the championship. So I was dreaming already with the bright future until 9/11. First thing my sponsor did, he called me and said, "Cristiano, I'm sorry, there is a terrorism attack going on. We are not going to be able to keep sponsoring you."
Cristiano was devastated. His dream was so close that he could almost taste it. But as hard as he tried, he couldn't find another sponsor.
I lost my sponsors, I couldn't find sponsors. I was by myself in this country, without money, without job, without sponsorship. Fought with my family, nothing was working. I hit the bottom. I was depressed and I was very sad, and the dream was over.
Cristiano was sitting around at home when he got a surprise phone call.
And I got a phone call from a friend from Brazil. He said, "Hey, Piquet, you living in Miami? I am going to Miami. I know you're racing cars over there, and you probably know Miami very well. Can you help me look for something? I need to buy a house in Miami."
Helping his friend find a house was just the beginning.
And then later on, another friend called me. "Cristiano, can you help me? You help the other friend. Can you help me also show me around what is good?" And then I started doing that for friends. And one day, my brother said, "Chris, you enjoying so much, help your friends that come from Brazil, find their property. Why don't you make a business out of that?" And that's when I realized, yeah, it's not a bad idea.
It proved to be a great idea. As newly wealthy Brazilians rushed to buy property in Miami, Cristiano's company went from strength to strength. Now he has been able to rekindle his childhood dream.
Now I'm in a position where I can race with my own sponsorship.
Although Brazil is now a stable democracy, the memory of the country's turbulent past lingers. Brazil suffered 2 decades of military rule and endured years of boom and bust. Their country's volatile history has led many Brazilians to see investing in Miami as a good way of protecting their wealth.
Miami is increasingly becoming a place where the high net worths, ultra-high net worths, want to invest and perhaps live. Clearly the weather is very attractive. It's a wonderfully glamorous place to live. Seen as a relatively safe haven for people's cash. It's popular from an investment point of view. And as a result, there's a lot of money coming in from South Americans.
Bye.